Hello, I'm Betsy Edwards, the Executive Director of the Virginia Press Association. Welcome to the 2020 News and Advertising Awards. This is an exciting time of year when we get to reveal who's won the best in all the various categories we include in the contest. This year, once again, we're doing virtual awards, which is why you're seeing me today. We hope you'll celebrate the awards that are given out today and let your colleagues and peers know that they've done great work. We know 2020 was a difficult year to be a journalist. We know it was a difficult year to be an advertising salesperson. It was a difficult year for newspapers in general. But you all rose to the occasion, did great work, and today we're here to celebrate that. Congratulations to all of you for winning awards at the VPA News and Advertising Awards. Thank you. Now you're going to hear from VPA's president, Jay Kennedy of the Washington Post.
Hi everyone, this is Jay Kennedy, and I'm the current president of the VPA Board of Directors. I want to take a moment to congratulate all the nominees in this year's contest and to let you know how much I and the entire VPA board appreciate all the work, effort, and commitment that your sales and editorial teams have put into your newspapers this year. This has certainly been a year in which all of Virginia's newspapers have demonstrated the critical and important role we play in providing our communities and our readers with news and information essential to their daily lives. I also want to thank Betsy and her entire team at VPA for putting together this contest and conference. I really appreciate that we have the opportunity to come together in this way to celebrate the successes of the past year. So once again, congratulations to all the nominees, and I did want to thank everyone associated with VPA for giving me this opportunity to play a role in making sure that we always fight for the strength of Virginia's newspapers. Thank you.
Thanks, Jay. Now we're going to turn it over to Jason Roop, our MC for today's awards. Jason used to work at Style Magazine, and many of you know him. He now owns a company called Spring Story. Here you go, Jason.
Thanks, Betsy. It's great to be here today and to celebrate local journalism and journalism in Virginia with all of you in this virtual format. I miss being able to see everybody in person, but let's hope we can do that real soon. We appreciate all the work that reporters and sales professionals have done across Virginia in this difficult circumstances. A lot of times so much is out of your control. The pandemic leaves things out of your control, but you have done so much to put forth the story of Virginia throughout our communities and to sell ads that make it possible to have that journalism. So we thank you for that, and we encourage you to not only keep telling the great, compelling stories, but also the whole truth of those stories. So today we're going to walk through the big winners in the VPA's contest, and I hope you'll join me in congratulating everybody. We're going to start with a special thanks to all of our sponsors. You'll see them listed up on the screen who made these awards and this virtual ceremony possible. We also want to take a moment to recognize our VPA officers and the board of directors. They are Jay Kennedy of the Washington Post, who's the board president. President-elect Chad Harrison of the Star Tribune. Carol McCracken of the Chesterfield Observer, the vice president. And the treasurer, Jim Maxwell of the Bristol Herald Courier. Steve Stewart is our past president from Boone Newspapers. Mike Guckenauer of the Northern Virginia Daily, director. Kelly Mert of the News in Advance, a director. Board Director Paige Mudd of the Richmond Times-Dispatch. Jeff Poole, director from the Arch County Review. Chris Worrell, the Virginian Pilot and Daily Press, director. And Betsy Edwards, the VPA Executive Director and Assistant Secretary Treasurer. Now, two big awards that represent some of the best journalists across our state right now. We're going to start with the Outstanding Young Journalist Award. This is what the judge had to say about this recipient. Many journalists wrote about COVID-19 in 2020, but this year's Outstanding Young Journalist did so with a laser focus on the disenfranchised. Her stories skillfully detailed that blacks and Latinos were becoming ill at disproportionate rates and that young people of color are experiencing severe mental health trauma. Her stories are packed with impressive data as well as human emotion. The recipient of the 2020 Outstanding Young Journalist Award is Sabrina Moreno of the Richmond Times-Dispatch. Congratulations. And moving on now to our 2020 Outstanding Journalist of the Year Award. In a year when nearly every journalist was writing about COVID-19, this Outstanding Journalist of the Year Award winner's work stands out. This person's reporting has held officials accountable and kept an eye on the pandemic's impact on those who couldn't speak for themselves. Their winner's stories are grounded in both documents and well-chosen vignettes, woven together with clarity and force. And it's also special for me to hand out this award today because I am so proud of this recipient. I had the opportunity to hire him when I was the editor of Style Weekly, and he moved to Virginia. It's great to see all the good work that he's done at different outlets, and I present this to Ned Oliver of the Virginia Mercury, our 2020 Outstanding Journalist of the Year. And now we'll move into our 2020 Outstanding Young Sales Professional Award. This year's winner is exceptional at building relationships with advertisers and pitching in at newspapers within the group where she's employed. The person who nominated this year's winner said that the 30-year-old sales professional takes initiative and works as long as it takes to satisfy advertisers and close deals. And the recipient is Tommy Joe Walker of the Smith Mountain Eagle 2020 Outstanding Young Sales Professional Award. Congratulations. We're moving into our Best in Show category now. This is where the judges take all of the first place winners from every category and choose one as the Best in Show. We're going to go through each of those recipients now. The Best in Show for Daily Digital. The judge said, "I like data stories, and I thought these stories did an excellent job covering the topic on a number of different levels." The winner is John Ramsey, Mark Robinson, Greg Gilligan, and John Reed Blackwell of the Richmond Times-Dispatch. The Best in Show for Non-Daily Digital. I was really impressed with this publication's video and some of the elements used to tell the story. Lead off the opening scene with a timestamp and transition to using cell phone images and social media messages to lead the viewer. Spectacular editing, which makes for good storytelling. Clearly my choice for Best in Show in this category. The recipient is Tyrone Nelson Jr. of the Henrico Citizen for Best in Show, Non-Daily Digital. And now for online digital, the Best in Show goes to someone whose judge said this: "The stories in this series are in-depth and provide good context for subject at the local level. The visuals are also very well done." The winner is Jordy Yeager, Sahara Clemens, and Lorenzo Dickerson of Charlottesville Tomorrow. And now Best in Show for Specialty Digital. The judge said the perfect type font, illustration, and clean design make this entry my choice as Best in Show. I'm impressed with the thorough research on pickles and the whimsical illustration that completes the piece. And the winner of Best in Show for Specialty Digital is Mandy Lloyd and Lauren Baldwin of Richmond Magazine. Best in Show for Daily Graphics, Illustration, and Art. A public service to lay out the connections, criminal and otherwise, in the case of a missing toddler. The winner is Chelsea Gillenwater, Sarah Wade, and David Thometz of the Bristol Herald-Courier. The Best in Show for Non-Daily Graphics, Illustration, and Art. The judge said multiple maps about the river's health were a must-read for local folks, for any folks, come to think of it. The winner is Laura Stanton and Sarah Schondhart of Rappahannock News. Now moving into Best in Show for Online Graphics, Illustration, and Art. This publication used the social determinants of health as a foundational framework and guideposts to bring you stories of how the COVID-19 crisis has impacted some of our African American communities. The winner provided original paintings. And that winner is Sahara Clemens of Charlottesville Tomorrow. Best in Show Specialty, Graphics, Illustration, and Art. The judge said the truth exists in the shadows of this compelling illustration, and that was done by Wes Watson of Distinction, Best in Show for Specialty Graphics, Illustration, and Art. Best in Show for Daily Photography. A powerful image illustrating an emotional moment. Excellent composition. The winner is Jonathan Grumke of the Daily Press. Best in Show for Daily Photography. Moving into non-daily photography for the Best in Show, the judge said a good variety of photos tell the story here, and the recipient is Regina Boone and Sandra Sellers of the Richmond Free Press. And now Best in Show for online photography. This photographer clearly worked the scene to make beautiful images that tell the story of this event. Nice composition. The winner is Mike Croft of Charlottesville Tomorrow. Congratulations. In the specialty category for Best in Show photography, the more you study this image, the more you find a community in grief over a tragedy. The recipient is Scott Elmquist of Style Weekly. Now moving into the presentation category, we'll start with daily Best in Show. The judge said this is a beautiful paper. The staff maximizes excellent photography and writing with well-designed story packages that draw the reader in. The winner is the News in Advance. For non-daily presentation, the judge said this is a great-looking paper that is pleasing to the eye and easy to navigate. The design is clean and uses different typefaces and fonts that effectively help the reader. The recipient is Larissa Tyler of Chesterfield Observer. In the specialty category, the judge said this is an attractive magazine, nice use of typography and photos. The recipient is Distinction Magazine, E.J. Tout, Wes Watson, and Tricia Irvin. The Best in Show now for the writing categories, and we start with the daily. Powerful writing combined with courageous reporting in uncertain, anxious times. This paper's readers were taken behind closed doors and shown one of the most tragic aspects of this pandemic. The recipient is Sarah Wade of the Bristol Herald Courier. In non-daily writing, the judge said, in a crowded field of some truly extraordinary journalism, this robust package chronicling the debate surrounding the removal of local Confederate statues was well-researched, roundly sourced, and expertly written. The group effort showed a consistent and thorough knowledge of the matter, along with follow-ups that added more context and nuance with each additional article. The winner is Jeremy Lazarus, George Copeland, Ronald Carrington, and Brian Palmer of the Richmond Free Press. In online writing, the judge said, this piece is a beautifully constructed, articulate body of work that reflects solid research and hyperlocal journalism. The writer really shines a light on officials' refusal to be transparent about COVID-19 as it affects the poultry and meat packing industries. The piece flows well with specific points illustrated through clear narrative and quotes. The winner is Sarah Vogelsong of the Virginia Mercury. And now in the specialty division for writing, an outstanding series that covers multiple angles and perspectives on the history and impact of guns in Virginia and, by extension, the entire country. Well done. The winner is Tina Eshelman, Carol A.O. Wolf, Jack Cooksey, and Rodrigo Ariaza of Richmond Magazine. And now let's move into the advertising category. We'll start with Best in Show for daily advertising. The judge said, a real eye catcher with plenty of offers to bring the customer in. The winner is Missy Hale of the Bristol Herald Courier. For non-daily advertising, the judge said, great ad. The logo is perfect. Typeface choice is appropriate. The recipient, Livian C. of Alexandria Times. And now the Best in Show for specialty advertising. Great use of typography. The catchy title is great. Well done, is what the judge had to say. The winner is Ross Allen of Richmond Magazine. And now we move into special categories, awards that are given for community leadership. We're starting with the D. Lathan Mims Award, which is for a opinion editorial writers of a newspaper in Virginia who really lead with their approach to a subject. And here's what the judge had to say about this year's recipients. These are detailed editorials, thoroughly researched, chock full of information with helpful links embedded throughout. Both editorial writers employ a conversational narrative style that makes the editorials approachable and enjoyable to read. Frankly, I found their narrative style refreshing and delightful. Best of all, they avoid pontificating and patronizing, so common in editorial writing. They write as who they are, trained observers and concerned members of the community, reporting to the best of their ability to their readers about issues of importance in their community. These are not quick opinion dash-offs. They are deeply reported pieces of quality journalism. The time and effort it took to construct them is evident. As we enjoy the work of two very good writers in these pieces, it is also clear that a high standard has been set for these editorials at this paper, and the publishers to be commended for that. And we do have a team effort here. The winner of the D. Lathan Mims Award for 2020 is Chris Gentleviso and Pamela Stahlsmith of the Richmond Times-Dispatch. Our next special award is called the VPA Award for Journalistic Integrity and Community Service. This is given to a specific project put forth by the editorial team at a newspaper, the newsroom, and working on a special project that affects the community in a significant way. This year, this is what the judge had to say about the winner. There are so many remarkable and outstanding aspects of the coverage of the COVID-19 pandemic by this paper that it is actually difficult to know where to begin. Let's start with the fact of where they began with this project, nearly out of business. They report that virtually all of their advertisers had canceled their scheduled April ads in March, but somehow they found a way forward. Another element, this is a weekly publication, but they didn't let that deter them from their reporting mission. They used their website to provide daily coverage of the pandemic, including spotlighting heroes and holding virtual town halls. I found the quality of this publication to be uniformly excellent. Great visuals, great photography, great layout, and solid writing. It employs multiple platforms effectively to maximize message effectiveness. It is, frankly, the best weekly newspaper I've seen in a long time, perhaps ever. That's saying a lot, and this recipient is Inside Nova Prince William, winning the 2020 VPA Award for Journalistic Integrity and Community Service. We're going to move into our sweepstakes category now, and here's how that comes together. All of the winners of first, second, and third places have received different points for their newspaper, and we add up all those points. The sweepstakes winner means that they've accumulated the most points of any other newspaper in their division. And we'll start with the 2020 News Sweepstakes winner in the Daily 1 category. The winner is the Northern Virginia Daily. In the Daily 2 category, the 2020 News Sweepstakes winner is the Freelance Star. The 2020 News Sweepstakes winner in the Daily 3 category is the Richmond Times-Dispatch. The 2020 News Sweepstakes winner in the non-Daily 1 category is the Rappahannock News. The 2020 News Sweepstakes winner in the non-Daily 2 category is the Orange County Review. And in the non-Daily 3 category, the 2020 News Sweepstakes winner is the Fauquier Times. In the non-Daily 4 category, the winner of the News Sweepstakes is the Richmond Free Press. In the 2020 News Sweepstakes for online, the winner is Charlottesville Tomorrow. Now in the specialty category, the 2020 News Sweepstakes winner is Richmond Magazine. And now we'll move into the sweepstakes for the advertising division, starting with our Daily 1 category. The winner is the Northern Virginia Daily. In the Daily 2 category, the 2020 advertising sweepstakes winner is the Bristol Herald Courier. In the 2020 Advertising Sweepstakes, the winner of the Daily 3 category is the Richmond Times-Dispatch. For the non-Daily 1 category, the Advertising Sweepstakes winner is the Charlotte Gazette. In the non-Daily 2 category, the winner of the Advertising Sweepstakes is the Tidewater News. In the non-Daily 3 category, the winner of the Advertising Sweepstakes is the Fauquier Times. The 2020 Advertising Sweepstakes winner of the non-Daily 4 category is Alexandria Times. And in the specialty category, the winner of the Advertising Sweepstakes for 2020 is Style Weekly. And now we take the Grand Sweepstakes. This is created after we add up the points for both the winners of the News Sweepstakes and the Advertising Sweepstakes. And we'll go through each category now. For Daily 1, the winner is the Northern Virginia Daily. In the Daily 2 category, Grand Sweepstakes winner is the Bristol Herald Courier. The Daily 3 category, Grand Sweepstakes winner is the Richmond Times-Dispatch. In the non-Daily 1 category, the Grand Sweepstakes winner is the Rappahannock News. Non-Daily 2 category, Grand Sweepstakes winner is the Tidewater News. The 2020 Grand Sweepstakes winner in non-Daily 3 category is the Fauquier Times. And in the non-Daily 4 category, the Grand Sweepstakes goes to Suffolk News Herald. In the specialty category, the Grand Sweepstakes winner is Richmond Magazine. That does it for today's awards presentation. Thanks for tuning in if you're here with us live. The recording also will be available for you to watch anytime and share with your readers. We also want to thank all of you for participating in the contest and to the VPA and its staff for managing this awards. We hope to see you in person next year. Thanks one more time to all of our sponsors, and we'll see you next year.